New news in a CBS Sports HQ where the Dallas Cowboys are retaining Mike McCarthy as their head coach. This first reported by ESPN and confirmed by CBS lead NFL insider Jonathan Jones. With McCarthy at the helm, Dallas has won 12 games each of the past 3 seasons, but has yet to make it out of the divisional round. This decision comes despite an embarrassing home loss to the Green Bay Packers 48-32 in the wild card round last Sunday. Next season will be the final year of McCarthy's current contract.
And I just got one more thing to say. How about them Cowboys?
What's going on, Cowboy Nation and Angry Cowboy fans around the world? Y'all know who it is. It's your boy, the Angry Cowboys Fan here on YouTube, the place where y'all can find my raw and uncut emotions about the Dallas Cowboys 24/7, 365. And as long as I'm alive, y'all know I'm DC for life. And if you're DC for life, win, lose, or draw, subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel and become a part of the ACF family so we can represent the Dallas Cowboys through this offseason, through the preseason, and the next season, and beyond. So if that's what you're about, let's go ahead and get it. You guys saw at the beginning of my video, I actually did a live with Sports Junkies. If you're not a part of the Sports Junkies YouTube channel, my advice is go over there, hit that subscribe button. He has some pretty dope content over there about the Dallas Cowboys, only dealing in facts. So if that's what you're about, go hit that subscribe button. But I did a live with him yesterday, and that's what we were talking about. A lot of people want to see Mike McCarthy's head on a silver platter. They want to see him gone out of Cowboys Nation, out of the Dallas Cowboys organization, and fill him with who? But the thing is, while we were on this live, breaking news from Yahoo Sports, Associated Press, and everything like that, Mike McCarthy is being kept by the Dallas Cowboys. Jerry Jones had made the decision to move forward with Mike McCarthy. Looking at a CBS Sports News update, Bryant McFadden was on there, and he was talking about keeping Mike McCarthy and why keeping Mike McCarthy is a good idea. So we're going to listen to those clips, and we're going to come back and unpack my raw and uncut. So, Angry Cowboys fans, take a listen.
B-Mac, it's always good to see you. And a piece of news here that maybe we did not expect. You were sitting next to me just a couple days ago as we mulled the future of Mike McCarthy, and it remains for at least one more year in Dallas. Your reaction to the news is what?
I think this was the right move. I'm happy that Jerry Jones decided to confirm Mike McCarthy for 2024 outside of that horrible performance from the Dallas Cowboys that we all watched this weekend against the Green Bay Packers. But, I mean, let's keep it real. Mike McCarthy has really done a phenomenal job coaching the Dallas Cowboys. And, yes, the expectations every year, they're super high. But when you talk about a team that won 12 ball games, found a way to win the division, had a home playoff game, and, of course, they lost that playoff game, a lot of fans will sign up to have their favorite team have the type of success the Dallas Cowboys just had. Heck, I know you're a Bears fan. You would love to see your Bears go 12-5. I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. I would love to see my Steelers go 12-5 and win their division. So when you talk about and hearing fans being annoyed about what's going on with the Dallas Cowboys, if you're thinking about moving on from Mike McCarthy or if you would like to see him move on elsewhere, if you don't have a better option in place, then it's safe to say you need to stick with the guy. Because one thing I can say, watching Mike McCarthy as the head coach for the Dallas Cowboys and seeing him call plays on the sideline for them this year, he has a nice relationship with his quarterback in Dak Prescott. Yes, Dak Prescott didn't have his best performance in the playoff wildcard game against the Green Bay Packers, but in totality throughout the year, he played outstanding. The offense scored points. We saw C.D. Lamb develop to be a proven wide receiver, one of the best wide receivers in the National Football League this year. Hopefully they can kind of get the ground and pound attack going more so than what they were not able to do in 2023. But in totality, as I mentioned, the offense did their thing and the defense. But if you talk about having a gripe to push or for what we didn't see in the wild card, what about the defense? They allowed 41 points. I think it's safe to say the Dallas Cowboys didn't lose that ball game because of Mike McCarthy and the offense. It was more so about the disappointments that we saw from the defense and the inability to get timely stops.
Brian McFadden said a lot there. He said a lot there. But one thing that he said is that this is the right move. And I know Cowboys Nation is going to chew my head off in the comment section. Remember, classy Cowboys conversation. But I feel this is the right move. You do not take away pieces from a winning season. And I know Cowboys Nation is looking forward to getting over that hump and getting past the divisional round and going to the NFC Championship game. And they don't think that Mike McCarthy can do it. But one thing that you have to do, you have to get to the playoffs. The playoffs are not a given. They're not given to you. You actually have to get there. And Mike McCarthy has gotten us there. And honestly, with all the coaches in the Dallas Cowboys orbit throughout history, Tom Landry, Jimmy Johnson, Barry Switzer, Chan Gailey, Dave Campo, Bill Parcells, Wade Phillips, Jason Garrett, and now Mike McCarthy, guess who has the best win percentage? Yes, Mike McCarthy has only been here since 2020. Mike McCarthy has the better win percentage, even out of Barry Switzer, Jimmy Johnson, and Tom Landry. One thing that is constant is the fact that this offense for the past 3 years has been good. It has been a number one offense, even without Kellen Moore and with Mike McCarthy in this new Texas Coast offense has been number one, has guaranteed playoff appearances. Not success, but appearances. Why would you want to give that up? Why wouldn't you want to add to the pieces that we already have to fortify? Yes, there have been some teams that have blown it up, but mediocrity ensued. Or there was mediocrity so they could blow it up and get a draft pick. The Dallas Cowboys would have to tank a season because 12-5 gets you to the playoffs every time, and it gets you a high draft pick. We're at number 24 this year. You think we would get a quarterback? And do you think that quarterback would be ready to go? Because a lot of you people say we should get rid of Dak Prescott as well. Would that quarterback be ready to go for the 2024 season to put us on a 12-5 trajectory just like Dak Prescott did? I don't think so. Even with Bill Belichick down here, I don't think so. And everybody is living in this dream that we were going to get a head coach that could take the Cowboys and give them that Jimmy Johnson attitude. And that's not going to happen. If you guys are Cowboys fans, and I know you guys are, whoever rocks with me, are DC for life, y'all know Jerry Jones. Y'all know his tendencies. That's why I was so able to say with confidence that Mike McCarthy was staying with the Dallas Cowboys, because I have been a Cowboys fan for so long, knowing Jerry Jones's tendencies on liking our guys, that he was going to stay here. No ifs, ands, or buts. One thing that I told Sports Junkies audience, one thing that I told Cowboys Nation and you guys, is the fact that Jerry Jones saw this offense. He saw how this offense clicked. When the offense clicks, it's on and popping. We are blowing people out. We're not losing super close games. I believe this season there was 2 games that we lost that were super close. Other ones, the defense got blown out and the offense couldn't score enough points. My thing is, if you have a defense that's stout, if you have the people that you need in the places that you need them, we're not getting 42 put up on us. We're not getting blown out. That's one thing people have to realize. I haven't heard too much conversation about we should blow the defense up. I've heard conversations about we should just blow the offense up. What about adding to the pieces? because that's what Super Bowl caliber teams do. They add to the pieces more often than they blow it all up. So, do we trade Dak Prescott for another quarterback? Let's check the trade between the Los Angeles Rams and the Detroit Lions. You know what the Rams got? They got Matthew Stafford. Do you know what the Lions got, what the Rams had to give up? They had to give up a quarterback in Jared Goff. They had to give up a 2021 third-round pick, a 2022 first-round pick, and a 2023 first-round pick. Do you really think Jerry Jones is going to give that up to get rid of a guy that has led us to a 12-5 season 3 consecutive times in Dak Prescott? I don't think so. And Jerry Jones is a businessman first. Before he is a football fan, before he is the owner of the Dallas Cowboys, that man is a businessman. And to get rid of Dak Prescott right now is super bad for business. He realizes that, and we get another quarterback in here, who would it be? If we get another coach in here, who would it be? Everybody is ready to throw the baby out with the bathwater before we even have a solution. And Bill Belichick is not a solution for the Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys Nation, you guys know this. He is not a good fit because he's going to want power that Jerry Jones is not going to give him. You can scratch that name off the list. Would it be cool to get him? Maybe. And honestly, since Tom Brady, what has his record been? What if Bill came down to the Cowboys and we went 4-12 during his tenure? You guys would be ready to have his head on a stake. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. We all would want Bill Belichick up out of here if he portrayed the same records that he does with the New England Patriots coming down to Dallas with that. Everybody would want him out of here. But I'm over here babbling. Let me go ahead and get to the second clip so we can go ahead and get into it and I can get you guys off to your Thursday. So, Brian McFadden, go ahead, take it away.
Dallas was maybe expected to be one of those big openings that one of the big names went to. Just looking at this through the lens of the names that are floating around, there are Hall of Fame head coaches and a number of them looking for jobs right now. The fact that Mike McCarthy was not fired in this coaching climate tells you what about Jerry Jones's belief in the man?
He believes he can get the job done. And also, too, you don't want to start all over again, right? I mean, my goodness, the last 3 years, he's won 12 ball games. Like I said, how many organizations would sign up to say, hey, we guarantee you will win 12 ball games. We don't know what's going to happen in the playoffs, but you'll win 12 ball games. Half of the room would stand up and say, I'll take that. I'll take 12 games. So I'm so happy that Jerry Jones didn't flirt with the idea about, oh, we don't know and we just got to figure things out. No, listen, that's our guy for 2024. Now, what happens after 2024 is up to Mike, but he is our guy. And it tells us that Jerry Jones believed that Mike can get the job done. They got to get over that hurdle. It's a high hurdle because they haven't been able to get over it in quite some time, but they have to get over that hurdle to try to get to a Super Bowl appearance, try to have a Super Bowl appearance. I think they have it. Now, when you look at what happened this season, they were dealing with injuries. They didn't really address some of those injuries the right way. I think personnel-wise, and some of the things that kind of surface here or there in the regular season surface big time in postseason play, especially on the defensive side, because they were too small in the interior when you look at the linebackers. Joe, I talked about that weekly. Watching the NFL, watching the Dallas Cowboys, hopefully they can find a way to get bigger, to get tougher in the interior of their defense because they have everything. They got edge rushers. They got athletic guys in the secondary. They got outstanding corners. Even though they were missing Trayvon Diggs, they still play outstanding play at the cornerback position. That was the one issue for their defense. And guess what? The Green Bay Packers, Aaron Jones, they were able to exploit that issue. And because of that, the Dallas Cowboys, they couldn't get the stops they needed to be able to get right back into that ball game this past weekend and try to find a way to win it.
One thing that Brian McFadden said is he said that the Dallas Cowboys didn't address the injuries when the injuries happened. He also said that we have studs at edge rushers, at cornerbacks. There's more to a defense than just edge rusher and cornerbacks. We are missing our linebackers Everybody in Cowboys Nation knows that. And when we started using these hybrid linebackers, I knew it wasn't going to be enough to stand toward these San Francisco 49er teams. Even the Detroit Lions gave us a run for our money. It wasn't going to be enough. And instead of filling those gaps, we liked our guys. We stuck with our guys. And I could tell through the regular season that wasn't going to be enough. You could tell going up to Buffalo that our guys wasn't going to be enough, but Jerry Jones would not move. That's not Mike McCarthy's fault. That's not Dak Prescott's fault. And another thing, why would you want to blow up something good? We have something good here. 3 12-5 seasons is nothing to sneeze at. Like McFadden said, any other team that didn't make the playoffs and stuff like that, there is a lot of teams that would raise their hand and say, we would like a 12-5 season. We would like to be guaranteed each year that we go 12-5. Everybody has this misconception that the Dallas Cowboys are guaranteed a playoff spot. We have to get there. We have to be coached to have a good season to go ahead and make it to the playoffs. We're not guaranteed a spot at the dance. Mike McCarthy has made it so we can go to the playoffs. And the thing is, there's people and there's positions that have to step up in order to get that done. Mike McCarthy can lead our guys, but it's our guys that have to come with intensity. It's Jerry Jones that has to get us guys to fill spots. We were missing a running back the entire season, Cowboys Nation. And without a running game, you take away two things. One, you take away the running game because there isn't one. Two, you take away the play action, something that the Dallas Cowboys have banked on. It's been their bread and butter. We can't use that because we don't have a running back. Well, we have Tony Pollard, but he can't seem to catch any yardage. We need to add to what we have, Cowboys Nation. Honestly, my opinion, if any coach should have been fired or should be fired this season, I believe you should let Dan Quinn go. Let Dan Quinn go. Figure out who is a great defensive mind. Get him in the building, but don't let Dan Quinn go before you do that, because that's something that we're also doing, Cowboys Nation. We're telling everybody, we're telling Cowboys Nation, other fans, that we should blow it up, that we should blow the Cowboys up, and we should start from scratch, but we don't have anybody to place in those positions that we need. We would rather have years of mediocrity than to add on to what we have. If we add the meaty linebackers, the meaty line, the defensive line, if we add a bruiser back to complement either Rico Dowdle or Tony Pollard, because people are saying Tony Pollard might be retained with the team at a reduced rate, and it better be a truly reduced rate, because I don't think they're going to pay 15, 16 million for him. But we need a running back to complement Tony Pollard, a bruiser back that could get us those goal line touchdowns, something that we were super inefficient in during the season. I mean, let's keep it a buck, Cowboys Nation. Do you really think that we would have beaten the San Francisco 49ers with hybrid linebackers? Do you really think that we would have beaten the San Francisco 49ers with little to no red zone efficiency? No, we wouldn't. So what we can do is take this opportunity to do what other talking heads have been talking about, and that's add. Add to the team. Add the muscle that you need to get us over this hump. Because right now, we don't need a lot of guys to just try to push us over the hump. We need muscle to lift us over that hump. We need linebackers. We are good at safety. We are great at cornerback. We're great at edge rusher. We are not good with the linebacker position. And I kind of want to go over the schedule for the Dallas Cowboys from last year. Well, we consider it last year because we're out of the playoffs, but last year's schedule, the losses I'll go over. Our first loss was to the Arizona Cardinals. The Dallas Cowboys offense scored 16 points. The Cardinals scored 28. If the defense could have made a couple stops, if the defense could have stopped the running game, we could have won that game. Let's go to the San Francisco 49ers. 42 points says it all. 42 points says it all. That the defense couldn't stop a nosebleed. Yes, the offense scored 10 points, but just think what you would have with a bruiser running back and Tony Pollard and Rico Dowdle to complement that bruiser. You tenderize the defensive line and you get yardage. But we couldn't do that because we were lacking in that area. And on the defense, we were lacking at the linebacker position, and they mopped us. They wiped the floor with us. All right, the next loss, the Philadelphia Eagles at Lincoln Financial. Dak Prescott balled out of control. The talking head said that he balled out of control during that game, but the defense couldn't get the stops. And yes, you could argue that we were down at the goal line and Dak Prescott couldn't get it in there. And that's why I say we add pieces. We add the bruiser back. So that's guaranteed. If we just add to the run game and add to our defense, the Dallas Cowboys could be a great team this upcoming season. But I digress. Let's go back into some more losses. The loss to the Buffalo Bills, we scored 10 points. You have a lights out defense, you can shut them down to 7 points. But seeing that we couldn't stop the run, they mopped us. The following week, the Miami Dolphins. Dak Prescott put that game on a silver platter for the Dallas Cowboys, and the Dallas Cowboys defense couldn't deliver. They couldn't stop it. We'll go on to the Detroit Lions game that we won off technicalities, not a technicality, technicalities. We won that game. But the thing is, we allowed Jared Goff and the Detroit Lions to march down the field and to get in the scoring position. They should not have been in the position to go for two because our defense should be stout enough to stop that. We seen it happen in the Seattle Seahawks game. They were stout enough to say no. That's what we need. We need to add pieces to this team in order to get them where we want to get them. The key to it is not blowing up the team and starting from scratch, because a lot of us would be pissed off chilling in mediocrity for years until we found our franchise quarterback. I said this in a video before that a lot of the franchise quarterbacks around the league, they're not traded for. The Los Angeles Rams did it. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers did it. The Lions did it. But for the majority, the franchise quarterbacks that these teams have been drafted. It was their draft choice, and they have conditioned him and worked with him and prepared him and got him ready to go for his team. It's no different with Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott had a phenomenal year this year, MVP conversations, second team All-Pro, and we're willing to blow that all up and get rid of him because people think that he can't get over the hump. My thing is, it's not only Dak Prescott's issue, it's the entire organization's issue, starting from the top up, starting from Jerry Jones down. He has to get the pieces in play so Dak Prescott can throw to him, Dak Prescott can pitch to him, or they can block for Dak Prescott. It's not all on Dak Prescott to get the job done. And if you guys think that it is all on Dak Prescott to get the job done, then you haven't played a team sport in your life. And that's why I feel that Mike McCarthy is staying with the Dallas Cowboys, because from my outside looking in perspective, I really feel that this team thinks that Mike McCarthy can get them places. I feel that Dak Prescott has a tight relationship with Mike McCarthy and feels that he can get us somewhere. And if these players who are putting their lives on the line every single season for this man is saying this, then why should I say anything different? And Dak Prescott can say, if Mike is on the hot seat, then I should be. This is the coach. Jerry Jones sees this. It's not the determining factor. I believe the determining factor for Jerry Jones keeping Mike McCarthy was the fact that Mike McCarthy has gone 12-5 the past 3 seasons. He looks at these losses and says like, wow, we don't have a loss where it was super close. We lost by 12 to the Cardinals. To the 49ers, we lost by 32. The only one was the Eagles, where we lost by 5. We're either blowing people out or getting blown out. So what do we do about that? What do we do about our defense? Is Dan Quinn the issue for our defense? Do we need to allow him to go to Seattle so we can find another defensive mind to get this team over the hump? We need Jerry Jones's help in order to get this team over the hump. The solution is not blow up the team and get rid of them. The solution is to add to this team, to add dogs to this defense, to add dogs to the offense. Because if you ask yourself, you looking at the Dallas Cowboys and you're on defense and the Cowboys are on offense, who are you scared of other than CeeDee Lamb? Nobody. Are you scared of the play action? No, because the Cowboys can't run it. Are you scared of their run? No. We need to add to this team, Cowboys Nation. We need to go ahead and add, because I said it earlier in the season. I said it probably midway through the season that the Dallas Cowboys Super Bowl window is not just this year. They have a 3-year span. If they can get it right within these 3 years, I bet you that they will be in the NFC Championship game and talks about going to the Super Bowl. But one thing I asked the Dallas Cowboys not do this season coming up, I asked them to never look past an opponent. Luna Love sent me an email that there were different Dallas Cowboys players that were promoting a victory party after the Green Bay Packers game. How you doing that? How are you promoting a victory party when we ain't went out and won anything yet? How are we talking about the best possible route to the Super Bowl? We need to be worried about the here and now. We needed to be worried about Green Bay. Do not look past an opponent, because once you look past that opponent will smack you in the mouth. Just ask the Cardinals, because they did it to us. And ask Green Bay, because we were looking past Green Bay in this playoff game, talking about Green Bay is an easy win, when we don't have the personnel to handle Green Bay's run game. Boy, I'm getting hot. But that's my thoughts, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all let me know your thoughts in the comment section. If you're new to the channel, welcome. And thank you for joining the ACF family. And if you're not new to the channel, thank you for rocking with your boy. It's going to be a long off season. So as much as I need your devotion for the Dallas Cowboys, I need your devotion to the channel. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. When you hit that subscribe button, you join a family that loves the Dallas Cowboys, that has classy cowboy conversation and classy cowboy content. Hit that bell so you can stay up to date whenever I go live or whenever I release a video. Ladies and gentlemen, I truly feel that Jerry Jones made the right decision in keeping Mike McCarthy. What's next to come is that Jerry Jones is going to make the decision to extend Dak Prescott. And I believe that extension is going to be over 5 years. Don't shoot the messenger, guys. I'm just letting you guys know. But with that being said, this is your boy, the Angry Cowboys Fan, and I'm out.